A, B, C, D and E are 5 employees working in a company. In 2 successive years, each of them got hikes in his salary as follows. P plus 1, P plus 2, P minus 1%, P plus 3, P minus 2%, P plus 4, P minus 3%, P plus 5 and P minus 4%. Okay. So basically, now it says that if all of them have the same salary at the end of the 2 years, who got the least hike in his salary? So let's talk about something that, let's say there is a quantity A, there is a quantity B. I increased A by X percent and I increased B by Y percent, and then I am getting the same result C in both the case. What can we say? Which value will be bigger in case of A or B? What do you say? See, in case of A or B, if X is greater than Y, then what will happen? B will be greater than A, right? Because B has lesser increase in case of A. If X is greater than Y, then A will be less than B, because A needs to be increased more. For example, let's say I have 100 and I have 80. I increase 100 by 20%, then I am getting 120. I increase 80 by 50%, still I am getting 120. So the final value is the same in both the cases. The increase is bigger in this one than this one. So initial value will be least in this one, right? And it says who got the least hike in his salary. Least hike means least value increase. So in this case, this will be the least hike. So whenever we have minimum change, there we will have minimum hike, correct? So in that situation, see one more thing, if we have 2 successive change, X and Y, overall change will be X plus Y plus XY upon 100, right? This will be the overall change. So let's see, in each case, if you check this XY portion, the sum of these two is becoming 2P plus 1, 2P plus 1, right? Sum of these two. This third one will be P into P plus 1 by 100, and in this case it will be P plus 2 into P minus 1 by 100 and so on. This will be P plus 5 and P minus 4 by 100, right? Now whichever has the least value will get the least hike in his salary, correct? Which of these are least value? So what do we know? If sum of 2 variable is constant, then their product will be maximum when those two are as close as possible. Product will be minimum when those two are as far away as possible. So sum of each of these two is constant, which is 2P plus 1. So it doesn't matter. What matters is this. These two, P and P plus 1, are closest to each other. So this will be the maximum increase, maximum hike, and this will be the minimum hike because P plus 5 and P minus 4 are as far as possible, correct? So our answer is option E. Other than that, what you can do, you can take the values as well. Like if I take P is equal to 10, so what will happen? So in option A, the total change is 10% and 11%. So 1.1 into 1.10 into 1.11. So overall change will be here. So 110, 1.2210, right? 1.2210, 10 into 11, 110. So 10, 1 carried forward, 10 plus 11, 21, plus 1, 22. In case of B, it will be 1.12 into 1.09. 12 into 9 is 108, 12 plus 9, 22. So 1.2208. You can see the gap is very, very small, but still we will have to count that, right? 1.13 into 1.08. 13 into 8 is 104. So 1.2204. Option D, it's 1.14 into 1.07. 14 into 7 is 98. So 1.2198. Option E is 1.15 into 1.06. So 1.2190. The minimum increase is in this case. If the minimum increase, so basically if I say my initial salary is A and the final salary is B, so so the difference A by B, right? The difference is, sorry, B minus A. So this is what we need to find the minimize. This value has increased by biggest value. So the hike will be minimum here and the hike will be maximum. Sorry, height will be maximum here, and in this case hike will be minimum. This is what it says, who got the least hike in his salary, and that's why option E. But we don't need to do this. If you know this, then you can directly solve this, and this is based on very basic concepts of inequality, that sum of two variable is constant, then their product will be maximum when they are equal or as close as possible. If they are as far as possible, their product will be minimum. So in this case their product will be minimum, and that's why option E is the answer. A firm pays its 5 clerks 15,000 rupees each and 3 assistants 40,000 rupees each and its accountant 66,000. Then the mean salary in the firm comprising of these 9 employees exceeds its median salary by rupees. So what is median? When you put the values in non-decreasing order, then the middle value is the median. So if I put these values in non-decreasing order, so the middle value, how many terms are there? 9 terms. Middle term will be this. So we can say median of salaries of these people will be 15,000, right? We need to find the mean, the relation between mean and median. What will be the mean? So 15, how many implies 5. 15 into 5 plus 40 into 3 plus 66 divided by 5 plus 3 plus 1, 66, only one such accountant. 75, 120, 195 plus 5, 200, 261 upon 9, that is equal to 29,000, right? 29 or 29,000. So the mean is equal to, we can say the mean is equal to 29,000, and the difference will be 14,000 exact, which is option A. Two numbers A and B are inversely proportional to each other. If A increases by 100%, then B decreases by. If two numbers are inversely proportional to each other, their product is always constant, just like time, speed, distance. As speed and time are inversely proportional to each other, their product is distance is always constant. So in this case, it's given that A is inversely proportional to B, or we can say A is equal to K upon B, or AB is equal to K. So from there, what we can say, A1 into B1 is equal to A2 into B2. Initial value A1 A, B1 B. Now it says that A increases by 100%. If A increases by 100%, it becomes 2A, and new B is B2. So AA cancelled out. B2 is equal to B by 2, which is from B to B by 2. The value has become B to B by 2. So there is a decrease of what? 50%. All right. Answer is option E. There is a direct shortcut of a golden ratio that you can use here, but if you understand this, then that is nothing, right? If cube root of 7 to the power A into 35 to the power B plus 1 into 20 to the power C plus 2 is a whole number, then which of the statements below is consistent with it? Okay, so this result is a whole number. If I write this, can I say this will be equal to cube root of 7 to the power A into 35 can be written as 7 into 5. So 7 to the power B plus 1 into 5 to the power B plus 1 into 20. 20 is 4 into 5. 5 to the power C plus 1, and 4 can be written as 2 square. So this will be 2C plus 2. 4 to the power C plus 1 or 2 to the power 2C plus 2. If we merge this, cube root of, it will become 7 to the power A plus B plus 1 into 5 to the power B plus C plus 2, right? B plus C plus, this is C plus 2, right? This is C plus 2, so this will become 2C plus 4. Okay, so this will become b plus c plus 3 and into 2 to the power 2c plus 4, correct? So cube root of this is a whole number. What does that mean? Means a plus b plus 1 should be a multiple of 3, right? Something like 3x. Then b plus c plus 3 should also be multiple of an integer. 2c plus 4 should also be a multiple of 3. So there could be lots of possibilities. So let's check the options. If I take a2, b1, c1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, not a multiple of this, so a cannot be the answer. a1, b2, then 3 plus 1, not possible, this cannot be the answer. a2 and b1, again not possible, this one is also not possible. a3, b1, a3, b1, so 4 plus 1, 5, not a multiple of 3. Let's check the option E, 3 plus 1, 3 plus 2 plus 1, correct. b plus c plus 3, so 2 plus 1 plus 3, that is also correct, 6. Then 2c plus 4, 2c plus 4, so 2 plus 4 is 6, that is also correct. So option E satisfies all the given condition, and that will be our answer. A gold ingot in the shape of a cylinder is melted and the resulting molten metal molded in a few identical conical ingots. If the height of each cone is half the height of the original cylinder and the area of the circular base of each cone is 1/5 that of the circular base of the cylinder, then how many conical ingots can be made? So area of a cone is 1/3 pi r square, that is area of the base, into height h, and area of a cylinder is pi r square h. Now it says that area of the base of cylinder is 5 times of the cone, or area of the base of the cone is 1/5. So if I am taking this pi r square, I must take this 5 pi r square into h. Now height is half, so height of the cylinder will be double of this, that is 2h. Can I say this is the volume of the cylinder, this is volume of one cone. So if there are n such cone, then their volume should be equal, because one solid is melted into another solid's volume will be same. Now we can say that pi r square cancelled out, h cancelled out. What are we getting? N will be equal to 5 into 2 into 3, that is equal to 30. 30 such cone ingots are possible. So the answer is option C. Given that a and b are integers and that 5 plus 2 root 7 is the root of the polynomial x square minus ax plus b plus 2 root 7 in x, what is the value of b? So one method that comes to my mind is I am taking another root, something like k, and then finding the sum of roots, product of roots, and then compare a and b. But better than that, I think if 5 plus 2 root 7 is the root of this polynomial, if I put x is equal to 5 plus 2 root 7, this should become 0, right? And we should reach to our result quickly. So 5 plus 2 root 7 whole square minus a into 5 plus 2 root 7 plus b plus 2 root 7, this should be equal to 0, because 5 plus 2 root 7 is a root of this expression. So 25 plus 2 root 7 square, 7 into 4, that is 28, plus 5 into 2, 10 into 2, 20 root 7 minus 5a minus 2 root 7a plus b plus 2 root 7 is equal to 0. Or let's keep all the integers on one side and let's keep all the irrational part on the other side. So 25 plus 28 is 53 minus 5a plus b should be equal to 20 root 7, 2 root 7, 22 root 7, and then we are left with this one, which is minus 2 root 7a, correct? That's it. Now if left hand side is an integer, right hand side must be an integer, correct? So right hand side to be an integer, We know that a is also an integer, but 22 root 7 is an irrational number. 2 root 7 is an irrational number. So what value should I take for a so that the result should be, the right hand side should be an integer? Only one value comes to my mind, which is when this becomes 0, right? Okay, it does not matter whatever values you take except 0, a won't be integer, correct? So a should be equal to 11. If a is equal to 11, this will become 22 root 7, this will also become 22 root 7. If a is equal to 11, this should be equal to 0. So 53 minus 55 plus b should be equal to 0, or b should be equal to 2. And our answer is option B. An article is marked X% above the cost price. A discount of 2x by 3% is given on the marked price. If the profit is 4% of the cost price and the value of x lies between 25 and 50, then the value of 50% of x is. What do we know about the relation between markup percentage, discount percentage and profit percentage? That when you apply markup percentage on the cost price, then we get mark price, and when we give a discount of d% on selling price, on mark price we get selling price, and overall we can find the profit percent using cost price and selling price. So can I say that profit is nothing but the successive of markup and discount? So this is m minus d minus md upon 100. This is the direct addition that we can use here. Now what do we know? That profit is 4%. 4 is equal to markup is x, discount is 2x by 3 minus x into 2x upon 3 upon 100, right? So from there, this will be 4 is equal to x minus 2x by 3 is x by 3 minus 2x square, 2 will be cancel this 100 by 50. So we are getting x square upon 150, or we can write 4 into 150 is equal to, this will be 50x minus x square, or take everything one side, it will be x square minus 50x plus 600 is equal to 0. Now we need to break 50 into two parts such that the product is 600. So 30 into 20 is 600. So it can be written as x minus 30 into x minus 20 is equal to 0. So we can say x will be equal to 30 or x will be equal to 20. Now it's given in the question that x lies between 25 and 50. So this is not our answer. This is the value of x that we are looking for. X is equal to 30. 50% of x means half of 30. Answer is option D, which is 15. Computer is sold either for 19,200 rupees cash or for 4,800 rupees cash down payment together with 5 equal monthly installments. If the rate of interest charged is 12% per annum, then the amount of each installment nearest to a rupee is. So what do we do here is total loan that will be left after the down payment is 19,200 minus 4,800, which is 14,400, right? This 14,400 will be paid after 5 months in total. There will be 5 installments, equal 5 installments. So x, 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 x and x. All of these installments will be paid to repay this 14,400. Now the first installment will be paid 1 month after taking this loan. So there will be 4 months interest will be added to this installment, correct? Because interest total loan is being paid after 5 months. So the future value of this installment, so 12% per annum, we can say this will be 1% per month. So 4% interest will be added to this. So this will become 1.04x, and 3 month interest will be added to the second installment. 2 months interest will be added to the third. 1 month interest will be added to the fourth installment, and as soon as fifth installment is paid, the loan is cleared. And this should be equal to the future value of loan. What will be the future value of loan? This loan is for 5 months. For 5 months, the interest is 5%. case of simple interest, we should always compare the future value. And if I add all this, this will be 5.1x is equal to 14,400 into 1.05, or x will be equal to 14,400 into 1.05 divided by 5.1. Now, in this situation, I will prefer to use the calculator if available. If not available, then we should do some approximation. This will be 35 into 3. This will be 17 into 3. What is extra? 1 by 17 is extra. This will be 35 by 17 is 2 point something, right? So 35 by 17 is 2.06 something. Actually 2.05 something, but upper value we are taking to 2.06. Now if you multiply these, or you can solve this value I can take 2. So 2880 plus 0.6 times of this. 0.6 times of this will be approximate 86. If you add 86 to this, this will become 2966, right? So the closest answer is option B. Because 2.06 is a little bigger than this one, we are getting a little bigger than the actual answer. But this is how you do the approximation. But once again, in these type of situations, you should always use the calculator if available. When opening his fruit shop for the day, a shopkeeper found that his stock of apples could be perfectly arranged in a complete triangular array, that is every row with one apple more than the row immediately above, going all the way up ending with a single apple on top. Okay, during any sales transaction, apples are always picked from the uppermost row, going below only when the row is exhausted. When one customer walked in the middle of the day, she found an incomplete array in display having 126 apples totally. How many rows of apples, complete and incomplete, were seen by this customer? Assume that the initial stock did not exceed 150 apples. So the situation, what it says, that on top there is one apple, below this there are 2 apples, then below this there are 3 apples, below this row there are 4 apples, and so on. There are 5 apples, and so on. There are n rows. If there are n rows, then in the nth row there will be n apples. So if this is n rows, what will be the total number of apples? Total number of apples will be n into n plus 1 by 2, right? Now some of the apples were sold and this customer saw the remaining. Some of the apples were sold. The apples are sold like this, like this. And then the left ones is equal to 126. Then how many rows were seen by this customer? Now n into n plus 1 by 2 should be less than 150, correct? What should be the value of n? Now you can also take idea from this. N into n plus 1 should be less than 300. N into n plus 1 is very close to n square, and closest square to 300 is 17 square, which is 289. If I take n is equal to 17, so 17 into 18 upon 2 is equal to 153. So this one is not valid. This cannot be the total number of apples. Next is 16 rows. So 16 into 17 by 2. This is 8 times, and that is equal to 136. This could be the total number of apples, right? 136 could be the total number of apples initially. If I take 15 rows, then 15 into 6 by 2, this will be 120. This cannot be possible. So exactly there are 16 rows, right? Exactly there are 16 rows, and total number of apples initially was 136, of which 126 are left. So 10 apples were sold. If 10 apples were sold, how many apples from top, how many rows will be used? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So top 4 rows were sold, lower 12 rows were left. So the answer for this question is option D. Let P be the point of intersection of the lines 3x plus 4y is equal to 2a and 7x plus 2y is equal to 2018, and Q the point of intersection of the lines 3x plus 4y is equal to 2018 and 5x plus 3y is equal to 1. If the line through P and Q has slope of 2 the value of A is. So first let's try to understand the situation. There are two pairs of line. One is this one, which is 3x plus 4y is equal to 2a. There is another one, which is this one. Let's say this is this one. Okay. And these two intersect at P. This is P. Now there is another line, 3x plus 4y is equal to 218. So we will take, let's say this is this one. Okay. Or in positive axis only. So like this one. And there is another line, 5x plus 3y is equal to 1. So they will intersect at this point. Although this should be here and this should be here, but it doesn't matter now. We are just trying to understand the situation. This is Q. Now this line PQ has a slope of 2, right? So one thing is very much clear, that using these two equations, we can find the point Q, right? Point Q. And point P, we can take something like H and K, right? And the slope should be 1. So in that case, we should get a relation of HK. Now this HK should also be valid here, correct? Should also be valid here and here, because this HK is the intersection of these two. So that's what we need to do, and from there we can find the value of A. We can put the value of HK here, and then we can find the value of A. So first of all, what we should do, we should find the intersection of these two, correct? So 3x plus 4y is equal to 2080. Then this one, 5x plus 3y is equal to 1. This is equation 1, this is equation 2. Let's try to eliminate one of the variable. Let's try to eliminate y. So equation 1 into 3 minus equation 2 into 4. What are we getting here? 1 into 3. So this will become 9x and this will become 20x. So minus 11x is equal to y will be cancelled out. 2018 into 3, 6054 minus 4, 6050, which is a multiple of 11. So we can get the value of x, which is minus 550. If x is minus 550, we can put the value of x minus 550 and we get the value of y. This is minus 1650. If I add this here, this will become 3, 6, 6, 8. If you divide it by 4, this will become 917. So y is equal to 917. So we got one of the points. Now let's say this is P, right? This is our point. No, this is not P. This is Q actually. This is Q. Now if we take the coordinate of P, let P is H and K, right? This H and K will be helpful here, correct? And this H and K will give us a slope of 2 when using this. So how do you find the slope? y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1 is equal to 2. So 917 minus K upon minus 550 minus H is equal to 2, correct? If you have 2 points, one is AB and other is CD, how do we find the slope of this line? B minus D upon A minus C. This is what I am doing here. So 917 minus K upon minus 550 minus H is equal to 2 upon 1, or 917 minus K is equal to minus 1100 minus 2H. Or we can say that let's bring this side. So we can say K minus 2H is equal to, we will add this will become 1100 and 900 is nothing but 2000. So 2017. This is our third equation. Now this K and H should also verify this one, right? So let's put K and H there. So 7H plus 2K is equal to 2018. Now we have 2H, we have 2K. So this I can make 2K minus 4H is equal to 4034. Now using these two, if I add these, subtract these two, this minus this. So what do we get? k, 2k will be cancelled out. 11h will be equal to 2018 minus this. So what do we get? 4 minus 8, 14 minus 8 is 6, and 12 minus 1 is 2 minus 1 is 1, then 40 minus 2016. So we get the value of 11h, which is 2016. Is that divisible by 11? No. So I am thinking we are getting, okay. Is there anything that we can do? Because h we are getting in fraction. Now we know that when we get the value of h and k from here, we need to put that here and then find the value of 2a, correct? So is there anything that we can do directly to find something relation between 3x and 4y? See, when you write this as minus 4h plus 2k is equal to 4034, and you add these two, what are we getting? We are getting 4k plus 3h is equal to, or in that order, 3h plus 4k will be equal to, we are just adding this will become 6052, right? And according to this, if I put h and k here, this is nothing but 3h plus 4k is equal to 2a. Comparing this, can I say that 2a is equal to 6052, or a will be equal to 3026? So option C is the correct answer. Not a question that you should attempt initially during your exam, but definitely if you have understood coordinate geometry well, and if you have time, then surely you can attempt this. Although this one was tricky, because from here when we try to find the value of h and k initially, so that we can put it here and find the value of a, then those were coming in fraction, right? And that's why I thought that if there is something that we can directly achieve this expression using these two, that would be better, and we were able to get that, right? So I hope you understood the solution. Let C be a circle of root 20 radius centimeter. Let L1, L2 be lines given by 2x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0, and x plus 2y minus 18 is equal to 0 respectively. Okay. Then it says, suppose that L1 passes through the center of C and that of L2 is tangent to C at the point of intersection of L1 and L2. If AB is the center of C, which of the following is a possible value of A plus B? So one thing we know, that there is a circle with the center AB. Line L1 passes through this circle C. This is L1. Line L2 is tangent to this circle C. This is circle C at the point of intersection of these two lines. This is line L2. Okay, so this is the intersection point. Okay, and now it says AB is the center. So what we can say here, that as you can see their slope, this slope is minus 2 upon minus 1, that is equal to 1, and the slope here is no, this is slope is 2 here, the slope is 2 here, and the slope is minus 1 by 2 here. So these two lines are perpendicular to each other, right? These two lines are perpendicular to each other. This point is C. We can definitely find this intersection point. Let's try to do that. So first, 2x minus y is equal to 1, x plus 2y is equal to 18. This we can write as 4x minus 2y is equal to 2. Solving these two, what do we get? Adding 5x is equal to 20. So x is equal to 4. If x is equal to 4, y will be equal to 7. So this point we got. This point is 4, 7. Now what do we know? That tangent is always perpendicular to the radius, and this line 1 is passing through the center. So this is our radius. This is perpendicular, right? And one thing about this perpendicular thing, we can say that this radius, this center, this radius is root 20. So first thing that we can do here is using the distance formula, to find this distance, it will be 7 minus b whole square plus 4 minus a whole square is equal to root 20 square, that is equal to 20. So one relation we got between a and b. What's the other thing that we can do here? So radius is root 20. Other than that, we can also say this, that this slope, right? This slope is nothing but same as the slope of line 1, which is nothing but 2. So what will be the slope? We can say y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. This is equal to 2. So from there we can say b minus 7 is equal to 2a minus 8, or 2a is or b, we can say b is equal to 2a minus 1. b is equal to 2a minus 1, correct? Now we can put this here, let's put it here. So this will become 7 minus 2a minus 1 is plus 1, so 8 minus 2a whole square plus 4 minus a whole square is equal to 20. Okay, so we can take 2 common here. If I take 2 common here, it will be 4 at plus 1, 5 times. So 5 times 4 minus a whole square is equal to 20. This will be 4. So from there we can say a will be equal to, this should be 4, right? This should be 2. So a will be equal to 2, or a will be equal to 6. If a is equal to 2, what we can say about b? If a is equal to 2, b will be equal to 3. If a is equal to 6, then b will be equal to 11. So we get 2 values of a plus b. A plus b is equal to 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5, or a plus b is equal to 6 plus 11, that is equal to 17. 2 different centers are possible. Which of the following is a possible value of a plus b? Answer is option B. Log 97 minus 56 root 3 upon log square root of 7 plus 4 root 3 equals which of the following? Okay, so first of all, our target should be to solve this shard, right? 97 minus 56 root 3. Now this I can write as 49 plus 48 minus 2 into 7 into 4 root 3. So this is basically 7 minus 4 root 3 whole square, correct? Now what is 7 plus 4 root 3? 7 plus 4 root 3 can be written as 4 plus 3 plus 2 into root 3. This is basically 2 plus root 3 whole square. So now this we can also write as 7 minus 4 root 3 can be written as 2 minus root 3 to the power 4. 7 minus 4 root 3 similarly can be written as 2 minus root 3 square. Square of square is to the power 4. So this I can now write will be log 2 minus root 3 to the power 4 divided by log 2 plus root 3, square root of this, right? This 4 we can take outside. This will be equal to 4 log 2 minus root 3 upon log 2 plus root 3. Now one thing that we should be checking here, that what is 2 minus root 3 into 2 plus root 3? That is equal to 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1. That means product of these two is 1. If I take this as x, this will be 1 by x. So this I can write 4 into log x upon log 1 by x, correct? Product of these two should be 1. That's it. So this I can write 4 into log x, and this will become x to the power minus 1, meaning minus log x. So this is cancelled out by minus 1. So the answer is minus 4, which is option C. In the trapezium ABCD, the sides AB and CD are parallel. The value of sine of BAC upon sine of BAD is. So these two sides are parallel, AB and CD are parallel. If these two are parallel, we can say if this angle is theta, this angle will also be theta, correct? Using the angles property of two parallel lines. Now, if we draw a perpendicular length from here, correct? This is, let's say, height h and this point is P. Similarly, I can extend this CD, okay? I can extend this CD and I can draw perpendicular from here. Okay, let's say this point is P. Can I say if this angle is alpha, then angle ADQ will be theta plus alpha, right? Now, what we can say about sine BAC, sine angle BAC upon sine of angle BAD. Now, both of these heights will be equal. AQ will be equal to CP, right? Let's say this is height H. So, what will be sine theta? Sine theta is perpendicular upon the hypotenuse. So, sine theta with respect to this is H upon the hypotenuse, which will be equal to AC. And sine theta plus alpha, what will be sine theta plus alpha? So, again perpendicular, which is H upon the hypotenuse, and in that case the hypotenuse is AD. So, this will be length of AD upon length of AC. This line is only given for that, the length AD upon AC. So, the answer is nothing but option C. In the picture below, EFGH ABCD R squares, EFGH ABCD R squares, ABE, BCF and CDG and DH, all of these are equilateral triangles. What is the ratio of area of square EFGH to that of ABCD? Let's say the side length of EFGH is X and the side length of ABCD is Y. So, what do we need to find? We need to find X square upon Y square is equal to what? Now, if this is Y, this will also be Y, this will also be Y, correct? And so, this length will also be Y, DZ will also be Y. What will be this angle? If we talk about this angle, this is equilateral triangle, so 60 degree. So, rest of the two angles will be equally distributed, 15 degree, this will be 15 degree, this as well will be 15 degree. So, 15 plus 15, this will be nothing but 30. So, this will be 150 degrees. You can also do this in this way. This angle is 60, this angle is 60 and this is square. So, this is 90. So, this will be 210, total 360. So, the angle HDG will be equal to 150 degree. Now, in this triangle, we can use the cosine formula. The cosine formula which says that if there is an angle theta and side length are ABC, then cos theta will be equal to A square plus B square minus A square plus C square minus B square upon 2AC, right? This is what we are going to use here. Cos 150 degrees is equal to Y square plus Y square minus this length is same as this, which is X square upon 2 into Y into Y. Now, what is cos 150 degree? Cos 150 degree is same as minus cos 30 degree, and that is equal to 2y square minus x square upon 2y square. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2. So, minus root 3 by 2 is equal to 2y square minus x square upon 2y square. So, 2 cancelled out. We can say minus root 3 y square is equal to 2y square minus x square. What we need to find is x square by y square. Bring x square this side and take y square this side. This will become 2 plus root 3. We can say x square upon y square is 2 plus root 3 upon 1. And this is the value that we are looking for. Is it given in the question? 2 plus root 3. I guess 2 plus root 3, option A, right? Option A is the correct answer. What is the maximum number of points that can be placed on a circular disk of radius 1 meter? Some of the points could be placed on the bounding circle of the disk such that no two points are at a distance of less than 1 meter from each other. So radius is 1, and there is a circular disk. We can put these points anywhere on this circular disk. So think about this. This is the center. If I put a point here and there is a point on circle, so the distance between any point on the circumference and the center will always be 1, correct? So I cannot put any point here, right? I cannot put any point here. Then the distance between them will always be less than 1, the point and the center. But what if it's a no 2 points at a distance of less than 1 meter? I can put 2 points here and here which are greater than 1 distance, but these 2 points will be less than 1, these 2 points will be less than 1, but it says no 2 points are at less than 1 distance. So definitely we should put the points on circumference, correct? And the radius is 1. What will be the circumference? 2 pi r. 2 into pi is approximate 3.14. Then the distance is 6.28. The circumference is 6.28. If I want to put any point on the circumference, we know that the distance between that point and the center will always be 1. So we need to point points with a gap of at least 1, right? So how many such points we can put here? Total distance is 6.28. So maximum number of points that we can put here, which are at gap of at least 1, will be 6, not 7. This is I have drawn, but the maximum number of points will be 6, 1, like this. Okay. If this distance is 1 point something, 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 total distance is 6 point something, which is circumference, right? So 6 points here, 1 point on the center, maximum 7 points can be drawn on the given circular disk. Answer is option C. The figure below shows two right angled triangles, triangle OAB and triangle OPQ, with the right angles at vertex AP, okay, respectively, and having common vertex O. The lengths of some of the sides are indicated in the figure. Note that the figure is not drawn to scale. AB and OP are parallel. What is angle QOP? QOP, this angle is what we need to find. AB and OP are parallel. Okay, AB and OP are parallel. PQ is parallel to OP. PQ is perpendicular to OP, and AB is perpendicular to OA. So we can also say that these two will be parallel to each other, correct? Using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find the length of OQ, right? What will be OQ? Square 2 square plus 1 square is square root 5. 3 square is 9 plus 1. This will be root 10. Now we need to find this angle. What if we have the length of QB, then we can use the cosine formula to find that length, correct? So what do we do here to find this length? See, these two lines PQ and OA are parallel, right? So can I say that this length that we are talking about here, let's draw this, okay, something like this. Let's put this point as T. What will be the length of QT? Same as AO minus PQ. So this will be 3 minus 1, that is equal to 2. What will be the length of BT? This will be same as, this is 2 minus 1, that is 1. So now you can use the Pythagoras theorem and we get this as root 5. So QB is equal to root 5. And we have already OQ, that is root 5. We have OB, that is root 10. We can use the cosine formula in any triangle ABC. Angle theta, side lengths ABC. What do we do? Cos theta is equal to A square plus B square minus C square upon 2AB. This is what we are going to use. Let's say this angle is theta. So we can say cos theta is equal to root 5 square, so 5, root 10 square, 10 minus 5 upon 2 into root 5 into root 10, or cos theta is equal to 10 upon, this is nothing but 50, 2 root 50, correct? 2 root 50. And this 100 I can write as square root, this 10 I can write square root of 100. this will be root 2 times and this will be root 2 times. So basically we are getting cos theta is equal to 1 by root 2. That means theta is equal to 45 degrees. And so the answer is option B. Consider the function fx is equal to x plus 4 into x plus 6 into x plus 8 and so on till x plus 98. The number of integers x for which fx is less than 0. So first of all, let's try to understand it on number line. We have critical points minus 4 minus basically it should be like in this order minus 98 minus 96. It's a gap of 2, right? So minus 94 and so on, and then we have minus 8 minus 6 minus 4 like this. Okay, so if I put any value of x which is greater than minus 4, like let's say 0, if you put x is equal to 0, this expression will become positive. If you put x is equal to minus 2, minus 1, minus 3, any value which is greater than minus 4, this expression will become positive. But if you put a value of x which is between minus 6 to minus 4, let's say minus 5, what will happen? This expression minus 5 plus 4 will become negative. Minus 5 plus 6 will be positive, positive, positive. All the terms will be positive except this one. So negative into positive, this expression will be negative in between. If you put any value of x between minus 6 to minus 4, this expression will be negative. And this is what we are looking for. Same again, if you put any value of x between minus 8 to minus 6, let's say minus 7, this will be negative. This will as well be negative, but the rest of the expression will be positive. So overall, negative into positive will be positive. So positive, negative, right? And so on. So now you can check the pattern. Where are we getting the negative? So just before any multiple of 4. So just before any multiple of 4, we are getting negative. So this will be negative. Here it will be positive, negative, then negative like this. So x should be equal to, sorry, this will be positive. Between this, which is minus 97, then there will be a gap of 4, so minus 93, minus 89 and so on till minus 5. There will be a gap of 4. So number of terms. So how do you find number of terms? Number of terms is equal to last term minus first term divided by the common difference plus 1. So last term is minus 5 minus 97, so plus 97 divided by 4 plus 1. 92 by 4 is 23 plus 1. There will be exactly 24 values of x for which this function will be negative. Let ABC be an isosceles triangle. Suppose that the sides AB and AC are equal and the length of AB be x centimeter. So ABC, right? AB and AC are equal. AB, AC. The length of the AB is x. If this is x, this is also x. Let B denote the angle ABC. This is angle B. If this is angle B, this will also be angle B, and sine B is 3 by 5. Sine B is 3 by 5. Let's say this is y. If the area of the triangle ABC is m square centimeter, which of the following is true about m? So of course we can use the cosine rule and we can find the relation between x and y, and then we can find the area. But it would be easier if you draw a perpendicular to this. If you draw a perpendicular to this, then what we can say, if this length is h, then h upon x, what is sine b? So sine b will be equal to h upon x, and that is equal to 3 by 5. We can say h will be equal to 3x by 5. So this is equal to 3x upon 5. If this is 3x upon 5, this is x, we can find this length. Let's say this is d, this length. So using the Pythagoras theorem, x square minus 9x square by 25 gives us 16x square by 25. Square root of that, this will be 4x by 5. So if this is 4x by 5, this will also be 4x by 5. Now what will be the area? The m will be equal to half into base. Base will be 8x by 5 into the height, which is 3x by 5. So this is 4 times, and we are getting 12x square upon 25. 12x square upon 25 is basically 0.48x square, very close to half of x square. So if we check the options, this is less than x square by 4, not true. Greater than x square, not true. M is between 3x square by 4 and less than x square, again not true. Between x half to 3x square by 4, that is also not true. It should be between x square by 4 to x square by 2. So option E is the correct answer. If x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0, then x to the power 2018 plus x to the power 2019 equals which of the following? So what's given? X square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now if I multiply both sides by x minus 1, then still remain the same expression, but in that case x should not be equal to 1 because you cannot multiply by 0 on both sides, otherwise it will be equal anyway. Now this becomes x cube minus 1 is equal to 0, or we can say x cube is equal to 1. If x cube is equal to 1, 2019 is multiple of 3. 2019 upon 3 is equal to 673. So basically now we can say x to the power 2018 plus x to the power 2019 can be written as, now this can be written as x to the power 216 into x square plus x to the power 3 to the power 673. Now 2016 is also multiple of 3. So this will become 1 and this will be x square plus this is also 1. Now we know that x square plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. What we can say about x square plus 1? That will be equal to minus x. So the answer is nothing but option C. We have two unknown positive integers m and n whose product is less than 100. There are two additional statements of facts available. M into n is divisible by 6 consecutive integers j, j plus 1, j plus 2 till j plus 5. M plus n is a perfect square. Which of the two statements above alone or in combination shall be sufficient to determine the numbers m and n both? Okay. So let's try to solve this. M n is divisible by 6, product of 6 consecutive integers, right? Not product, 6 consecutive integers. So what we can say? Nothing is given by j, but all of these values are integers. If I put j is equal to 0, I can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Then it should be divisible by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Of course, 0 is confusing, so let's ignore this. We can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 consecutive integers. If any number is divisible by all of these 6 consecutive integers, that number must be multiple of 60. But m into n is less than 100. So there is only one such number possible, and that will be equal to 60. So m into n is equal to 60. Now we need to find m and n. So this 60 can be written as 1 into 60 or 2 into 30 or 3 into 20 or 4 into 15, correct? Or 5 into 12, right? Lots of possibility. We can also write it as 6 into 10 and that's it. These are the ways that we can write 60 as a product of two integers. So there are multiple possibilities. Statement 1 is not sufficient to find the values of m and n. If we check the statement 2, m plus n is a perfect square. There are lots of numbers. We have one information that m n is less than 100 and m plus n is a perfect square. So we can take 1 into 15, 1 plus 15, that is equal to 16. We can take also 1 plus 8, that is equal to 9, perfect square. 1 plus 24, that is a perfect square, which is 25. Although we can also take it as 5 or maybe 6, not 6. The product should be less than 100, right? So there could be multiple possibilities. 3 into 33 as well. So 3 plus 33 is 36. So lots of pairs m and n are possible whose product is less than 100, but their sum is a perfect square. Lots of possibilities. So another statement which is not sufficient to answer the question. But if you match these two statements together, there will only be one solution, which is 6 into 10, because this is 61, 32, 23, 6 and 19, 17. None of these sum is a perfect square. Only 6 plus 10 is a perfect square, which is equal to 16. So this question can be answered using both the statements, but not any statement alone. So both statements taken together are sufficient to answer the question, but neither statement alone is sufficient. Answer is option B. A bag contains marbles of 3 colors, red, blue and green. There are 8 blue marbles in the bag. There are 2 additional statements of facts available. Another data sufficiency problem, and we need to find if each statement alone is sufficient to answer the question, or we need to take both the statements, or even both the statements taken together are not sufficient. So these two information is given, and question is which of the 2 statements above alone or in combination shall be sufficient to answer the question, how many green marbles are there in the bag. So statement 1, it says if we pull out marbles from bag at random, the guarantee that we have at least 3 green marbles, we need to extract 17 marbles. So always we need, in these type of situation, if you want to guarantee, we need to think about the worst case situation, right? So if out of 17, at least 3 of them should be green marbles, then rest of them 14 should be red or blue, and blue is given, blue is 8, red must be 6, and then green could be anything greater than 3. So in this situation, see, if you are taking up 14 marbles, it's possible that none of them is a green. It could be 8 blue, 6 red. If you are taking 15 marbles, then 8 plus 6, 14 of these at worst, and at least 1 must be green. That's how, if you are taking extracting 17 marbles, then even if you are taking 14 from here, at least 3 green marbles must be there. So from this we can say red must be 6, blue is given. We cannot say anything about the green. Green could be any number, okay, at least 3. Now statement 2, if we pull out marbles from the bag at random, to guarantee that we have at least 2 red marbles, we need to extract 19 marbles. 19 minus 2, that is equal to 17. This should be number of blue marbles plus number of green marbles at worst. Blue is 8, so 8 plus green should be equal to 17, or we can say green is equal to 9. So we have number of blue marbles as 8, number of green marbles as 9, number of red marbles so is at least 2, right? It says at least 2, so greater than equal to 2. Now think about this. If you extract 17 marbles, it's possible that none of them is a red marble. But if you are taking 18 marbles, at least 1 will be red marbles, because 17 of these at worst. If you are extracting 9, at least 2 will be red. So from here we can find the exact number of green marbles, and that is equal to 9, and this can be done using statement 2 alone. So let's check the options again. Statement 2 alone is sufficient. Answer is option B. The breakup of the students in a university by subject major is given in the polar bar chart, this one. The bar chart shows the number of students who major in physics by geographic location. So in Delhi, 18 physics majors, in Mumbai 36, in Kolkata 80, Chennai 40 physics majors, Hyderabad 23, others 28. And overall, out of all the subject measures, physics is 18%. So if we add all this, we should be able to find the total number of students who are present. So this is 18 plus 36, 54 plus 80, 134 plus 40, 174, 197 and 28, 225. 225 is equivalent to 18%, right? 225 is 18% of total. So this I can write 18 upon 100. This is 9 by 2, this is 50, 9 into 25. So total is equal to 1250. There are 1250 students. 1% of 1250 is equal to 12.5, and 2% is equal to 25, and 10% is equal to 125. Using that, we should be able to find these answers quickly. So Economics 12%. So 125 plus 50 plus 25, this will be 150. Chemistry 2% more than that, so 25 more than that, 175. This will be 200. We already know this is 225. Number of engineers will be 250. This is 10% and this will be 125. This as well will be 125. So we have all the values now. So let's move to the questions and try to solve it. How many students major in chemistry? In case of chemistry, 14%. So 125 plus 50, 175. Option B is the correct answer. If the proportion of physics majors who are from Delhi is same as the proportion of engineering majors who are from Delhi, how many engineering majors are from Delhi? So in case of physics and engineering, if this is 18% of total, this is 20% of total, right? So it says from with respect to Delhi. So if we talk about 18, so 18 in physics out of total, which was 225, this should be equal to E from total engineering from Delhi out of total, which is 20%, which is 250, correct? This will be equal to, E will be equal to 250 into 18 upon 225. This is 9 times, this is 10 times, and this is 2 times. This will be equal to 20. Now you can also check it in this way, 18 out of 18%. So out of 20%, same proportion, it will be 20, same ratio, right? The answer is option D. Next one, it says 12% of all the students are from Chennai. So Chennai, 12% of all of them. 10% is 125, 2% is 25, so 150. Out of these 150, 40 are in physics majors. Subtract this 40, we get 110. Then it says, what is the largest possible percentage of economics students that can be from Chennai, rounded off to the nearest integer? So from economics students, how many economics students are there? 12%, which is 150. So out of 150, how many of these can be from Chennai, right? So 40 are from physics majors, rest of the 110 can be economics major, right? If 0 are from rest of them except physics and economics, 0 students are from Chennai. Engineering, others, history, chemistry, mathematics, all of these, 0 students are from Chennai. 40 from physics, 110 can be from economics. So required percentage, 110 out of 150, right? So this will be equal to 2 times 50, 3 times 50, 220 by 3%, which is equal to 7 times 21, then 73.33%. Nearest value is option A, which is 73%. Given below is the timetable for a transcontinental train that cuts across several time zones. All timings are in local time zone in the respective cities. The average speed of the train between any two cities is the same in both directions. So cities Zat, Yag, Wak, Sab and Raj, and then going in opposite direction. All of these timings are in local time zone. Okay, so what do we know about that? Whenever we have a case of time zone, let's try to understand. Let's say if in Delhi and Kolkata, just for example, Delhi is 2 hours ahead of Kolkata. If it's 1 p.m. in Kolkata, it will be 3 p.m. in Delhi, right? Let's say the flight time from Delhi to Kolkata is 2 hours. So in 2 hours, Delhi, the flight will reach to Kolkata and it will be 5 p.m. here. But as Delhi is 2 hours ahead of this, it will be 3 p.m. in Kolkata. So it started from Delhi, local time 3 p.m., arrived at Kolkata 3 p.m. Total time that we can say the difference from this time to this time is 0. Why? Because Delhi is 2 hours ahead of Kolkata, right? And if a flight is leaving from 4 p.m. from Kolkata and going to Delhi, same travel time 2 hours. So what will happen? It will arrive at 6 p.m. as per Kolkata time. But 6 p.m. Kolkata time is basically 8 p.m. of Delhi time, correct? So the travel time as it looks is 4 hours here. Why? Because 2 hours this and we add the time zone. So whenever we have situations like this, here it took 0 hours, the difference is 0 as per their time, and here the difference in their time is 4 hours including the time zone. So their difference by 2 will give you the time difference. So 4 minus 0 by 2. This 2 will tell you how much one place is ahead in terms of time zone with respect to the other. So let's try to understand it from here. Train is leaving from XAT at 6 a.m. and arriving at 7:45 a.m. What is the time taken here? This is 1 hour 45 minutes. And while going opposite, it takes 10:55 to 12:40. Again, 1 hour 45 minutes. There is no difference in this. What does that tell you? That there is no difference in the time zone between these two. The difference in the time zone between these two is 0. Now, in case of YAG and walk, let's check this. Departure 7:50, arrival 2:45 p.m. So 7:50 to 2:50, 7 hours. It will be 6 hours 55 minutes, right? 6 hours 55 minutes. And while going opposite, 11:55 p.m. to 10:50. So this is, if I take this 12, this will be 11 hours. So this is exactly 11 hours 50 minutes, right? Starting at 11:55 p.m., arriving at 10:50. So 11 hours minus 5, this is 10:55 hours, 10 hours 55 minutes. Now what's the difference? 10 hours 55 minutes, 6 hours 55 minutes. The difference is 4. So the difference in time zone is 2. This is taking lesser time. This means YAG is ahead of walk by what? 2 hours. So from here to here, I am taking that YAG is ahead, walk is behind. Walk is behind by 2 hours from YAG. Then again, similar from walk to SAB, 2:50 to 7:40. What's the time difference? 2:50 to 7:50, 5 hours, 10 minutes less. So 4 hours 50 minutes, 4:50. And from here to here, 1 p.m. to 11:50 p.m. Oh, that's a big difference, right? This will be 10 hours 50 minutes. So 10:50 hours. Now the difference is 6 hours, 6 by 2. That means walk is 3 hours ahead of SAB, but if you are going forward, SAB is 3 hours behind walk. And then comes SAB and Raj. 7:45 to 10:40. 7:45 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. Exactly 3 hours, 5 minutes less. So 2:55, 2 hours 55 minutes. And while going in opposite direction, departure 8 and arrival 12:55 p.m. So 4 hours 55, right? 4 hours 55 minutes. What's the difference here? So difference in these two travel time, again including the time zone, is 2 hours. So 2 by 1, 2 by 2, that is 1. So SAB is 1 hour ahead of Raj. So now we got this. All of these time zone difference we know. XAT and YAG, 0 time difference. YAG is 2 hours ahead of walk. Walk is 2 hours ahead of SAB. SAB is 2 hours ahead of Raj. So let's solve the questions now. Which of the following pairs of cities are in the same time zone? So that was XAT and YAG, right? Option C. What is the total time taken in minutes by the train to go from XAT to Raj? XAT to Raj. Total travel time. See, starting at 6 a.m., arriving at 10:40 p.m. This time is total 16 hours 40 minutes, right? Total 16 hours 40 minutes, and there is a gap of 6. This, because of this, this is 6 hours less. So we will have to add this time zone difference. This is 22 hours 40 minutes. But one thing, this train is resting for 5 minutes 3 times. 5, 5, 5. We will have to subtract that 15 minutes. Now we are getting 2 hours 25 minutes. This is the total travel time. Now let's see what it's given, okay, 25. So they are including that break time. Okay, it says what is the total time taken. All right, so that will be 22 hours 40 minutes. We should not exclude that, but if it was given in the option, we will definitely consider that as well. Okay, what time is it at YAG when it is 12 noon at Saab? 12 noon at Saab. If this is 12, then 3 hours ahead 3 and 2 hours ahead 5. So this will be 5 p.m., which is option A.